All right, good morning, everybody. Can everybody hear me all right? All right, fantastic. It's Friday, Friday, October 16th. Um, and been a kind of interesting week, right? I mean, it's been all right, but get some business in the afternoon. But again, that's when we're hopefully not around, and hopefully make a little bit of money before that and out of here. So, but it is Friday, so we shall see what happens. Let's give you our levels for this morning. Our pivot this morning is 3488, 3488. Resistance at 93, 3500, 09, 18, and 25. Support below at 79, 70, 62, 57, and 49. Repeat the levels again. 88 is the pivot. Support at 79, 70, 62, 57, 49. Resistance above at 93, 3500, 09, 18, and 25. Maureen, thank you, your husband, for the very nice picture. Definitely should get one of those. I'll look into it every morning if I had one of those. But hey, I don't know if it'll give me anything, but it's funny. Thanks a lot again for sharing that photo. He's very forward thinking. He is. So, all right. Hank, we could bottle that. Can you imagine that it really worked? Oh my goodness. All right. Market quickly opening up here, popping right up to, well, it's not even opening up yet. Still will be popping right up to our 93 area here in case you are quickly jumping on board here. Get a quick little rotation there off of the 93 area. I don't know if you had it in there or not, but that was a quick little pop right up to right at our entry here. We're able to put it in there right before. No, there was 150 traded up there, so it should have, yeah, maybe it missed it a little bit. Should have been able to get it. So quick little pop, pays to listen. Well, pays to have your order in. That's really the point, right? But again, you have your order in with a stop that automatically gets, settled in there, and that saves us. Bond's having a little bit of a hiccup here. Somebody woke it up, and then all of a sudden woke it back up, and wouldn't be surprised if they slowly rotate back into that little value area that they were at for most of the evening. All right, so be careful there. Now the 93, obviously, it's a little bit, not as well. I mean, it worked, so can't complain about it. Good morning there, Mark, Father of the Year. Good job. Well, I wasn't going to say anything about the Dodgers losing, but since you brought it up, look, you can't have it, the thrill of victory and the agony and defeat all in 1 week. Well, it happens. I mean, somebody was telling me last night that the Dodgers played the weakest schedule out of all the whole 60 game schedule. Woo. They played the weakest schedule out of all of them. Hey, but it's okay. Look, you're having fun. All right, so we come slipping back here to our blue band pivot area, in case you are wondering what's going on there. Welcome to some of the new folks that are here. Good job there, Sardar. We are trading many S&Ps here. We're trying to take advantage of ebbs and flows of the market using the levels that we gave out plus price action opportunities that might occur once the market paints some bars. We're basically trying to scalp the market, and we are looking today at this point probably about 2 to 3 point rotations here. A nice rotation there off of our blue band if you did maybe pop in there really quick against it. Anyway, or even our pivot there. Either one. Give you a couple reasons to have a good reason to jump in. You only see words on screen. I don't even see words on the screen. Do you see charts, Lee? 3 charts, maybe? No, I don't know. There are 3 charts on our screen here. Can everybody see my screens all right? The charts? Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Lee, I don't know what are the words. Yeah, I don't know what you have to do next to get the screen. I'm not privy to how you log in. Yeah, I'll try that. Try exiting and coming back. Give that a shot, see what happens. I would come again because the level worked initially. I would have a little bit of an issue with using it again. But again, could use it again, but I would be, it's a lot more risky second time around. It's still working out pretty nicely. If you did jump in there again, we didn't get 93. You would have to, the reason is you could have been in there would have said you have to retest the high. Maybe if you did that, that's your logic behind it. You could have been okay. All right, so if you did that, again, it was just a matter of retesting the high point. If you did that, then you did all right with it. Could have made a case for that if you're, but if you did buy the pivot or the blue band on the rotation back, you did all right with that too. All right, Sardar, good job. Good job. Coming back here to our pivot, so nice place if you are in maybe to cover. Oh, there you go. Good risk reward on that one. Kept a tight stop and got paid off. Probably looking at about 2 points, 2 to 3 points today. I think when we seem to get back in a rally mode every time we get back in a rally mode, the trade gets a little bit tighter. Not not as exciting. Look at you, you're already out of here. Nice job. It's Friday, you're gonna have a long now. If you leave now, you're gonna definitely have a long weekend. Well, you're on the other side of the pond, so. Oh, you're gonna complain now that you can't do anything. You tell me you're leaving, and then you say, "Oh, I can't do anything. City's closed down." Come on, I'm sure you can find something to do. That's the worst thing. Get away from the computer. Let me tell you. You start watching it, you're gonna get like itchy to start trading. It's Friday. Stick a movie in the VCR. Enjoy your afternoon. Oh, you don't have VCRs anymore. Of course, Netflix. You can definitely get addicted to Netflix. Let me tell you. You start one of these like shows that have like episodes, and I just start watching one after the other, and then all of a sudden it's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, oh, what did I think? What was I thinking? And I still don't even want to turn it off. It's terrible. It's a terrible concept to have all those, and they have a million shows on. It's terrible. All right, downside support would be at 79. Yeah, it's hanging right around their pivot here. Again, first time to it is a better play. Right now, it's a little bit more tenuous, but hey. All right. Bond market saying, you know what, we just had to have a little bit of fun there. We came flying off, flying back in. Now we're okay. The retail sales number that was a little better than expected. They were expecting 0.7, came out at 1.9, and obviously that's a good economic, driver. That's the one thing that most of them look at. Again, if you bought our blue band or pivot there, could have made a case for it, even though it was a little bit more risky. And so that worked out okay. Did I watch Trump last night? No, I did not watch Trump. I didn't watch Biden either, in case you were wondering. He's. I just saw the only clip they had was when somebody asked him about wearing masks. So oh, I agree with you. There's definitely it's definitely something wrong there. All right, we're a range bound here. Our pivot is kind of holding, blue band holding, coming back up here to the first resistance level at 93. Let's hope. Well, I mean, it might be it for today. But who knows? Probably not. Mm. Breakout from where is the question? Upside, downside. Well, where's the breakout on the downside? I can see the breakout on the upside. Where's the downside breakout? Hmm. Okay. I thought you were leaving. Well, upside breakout would be above 94 here. Looking for 3,500, I would think. I know, right? Nobody could leave. That's the thing about this market. I mean, the only time they leave is when I stop talking, or if I talk too much, or if Brad starts talking. Then for sure, you start leaving. We are range bound here. It looks like above 94. Maybe we'll get a pop up to the 3,500 level. For the time being, we're just going sideways. All right, let's see if there's any news that we can give you. Moment of truth for the Brexit talks. Let's see, Boris Johnson is due to make a final call on whether to accept a narrow post-Brexit trade deal with the EU or go for a no-deal scenario after being dished an ultimatum at the EU summit in Brussels. British chief negotiator said that he was disappointed and surprised the EU was no longer committed to working intensively for a deal, but a response will come later today. The decision is set to affect $900 billion in annual trade, as well as supply chains that stretch across Europe and beyond, against the backdrop of a pandemic that has upended the economy. Yeah, they're playing with fire here, both sides. Both sides playing with fire. All right, coming back down here to our pivot, very, very kind of quiet. It's kind of just building its opportunity here, one way or the other. Downside support would be down at 79. Upside it would be up at, the resistance would be up at 35 even. Alongside withering criticism from conservatives, Twitter is changing up its policy that applied to block distribution of New York Post story on Hunter Biden. The company said that it blocked the article in part because it had a policy of not sharing what might be hacked material, and its legal chief now says the policy is too sweeping and could end up in unintended consequences. Will now allow similar content to be shared along with source labeled to provide context. But it's blocking the Hunter Biden article as it violates Twitter policy by including email addresses and other private information. I'll repeat the levels this morning. Our pivot this morning is 34.88, support at 79. If you look at the chat, they're right there. Thanks there, Sir. I appreciate that. Look at the bondos. Look at the bondos. Somebody shaking them up this morning. It's good to see. Good to see that they actually got some business there in the bond market. Well, new highs there in the bonds. They kind of flushed down because of the news about the retail sales number. That's pretty good. And they're just kind of ignoring it now. Oscar, can you see the levels in the chat? Okay, thanks. Again, if anybody wants to ask me any questions, chat box area is probably a good place to uh, for me to notice your question right away. If you put it in the Q&A section, I probably I won't see it right away. I don't have that window up. And if you just put it to panelist only, I will see it in red, so we don't have to worry about it. Anybody else seeing it? As we just hovering around this little range that we've been at here most of the morning, but we did bounce off of our upper resistance area there of 93. So if you were with us really quickly this morning, it gave us a nice rotation and also a rotation back to our pivot and a nice pop up off of that. So a couple of nice little trades there in this little tight little range for us, and all the things that I'm talking about, we discussed in our education course. We try to let you find these opportunities on your own. That's the objective of the course, and to be able to find the levels on your own, and also understand why they're doing. Sometimes I understand why they're doing the things that they're doing, and sometimes it's not so clear. I don't have that crystal ball, but sometimes it's a little bit easier to understand what the market's doing and to be able to explain it away. So, but that's what we try to do here, is we're trying to make sure that you are independent as a trader and are able to find levels, understand sometimes what the market's doing, and then to try to trade and use those opportunities to make a little bit of money. We do this on an everyday basis. You know, this is a little chat room, but it's not a real chat, it's just trading room, but the education course is part of the things that education course is part of the things that help you understand the movement in the market. These levels are Fibonacci levels. They could coincide with Fibonacci levels, but not necessarily Fibonacci levels. I mean, if they do, it gives you another reason to trade, but I'm not looking at Fibonacci levels when I figure out what the levels are. Serdar, if you can do me a favor and print the levels again in the chat. For some odd reason, I can't copy and paste it. It won't let me. It's kind of a little weird. I don't know why it doesn't let me do that, but I tried to do that a couple of times. All right. Don, Jay, can you see the levels in the chat? Mr. Don. Don J. Of course, he doesn't answer me. The E-minis have any correlation with any other chart symbols? They do, actually. Don says thank you to Serdar for printing the levels for him. He's welcome you to text us anytime you come over. He wants you to hang out on his estate. So he welcomes you to text us anytime you want to come over to Pond. Yes, it does. The E-mini correlates with the. There's a mini. The reason it's called a mini is because there's a larger S&P contract. But that larger S&P contract is traded on the floor, and right now that is not. There's no floor to trade on, so it's not there. But there is a larger contract, which is actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 10 times the amount. So instead of $50, it's $500 a point, I think. Yeah. So yes, there's a larger contract that it does mimic or follow, or used to follow, but they used to work in tandem actually. So, but right now, because that is 250, is it only 250 at the point? It's been a while since I've traded big contract, so I'll take your word for it. 250 a point instead of 5 times bigger. I thought it was 10 times bigger. Okay, so it's 250 a point instead of the $50 a point that is in the S&Ps. As now we are upticking here a little bit. I thought you weren't trading anymore. You're sitting on your hands, you told me. We said we do have a little bit of a buy here above the 94 area. So If you were looking for an entry point there, and you could have made a good case for it, I think, to get along on some kind of momentum trade. You're looking for push up to even area. All right, there you go. You got the 94, nice little push up. You get out of some, look for and keep a little bit for to push up to maybe the even area. Trying. Self-driving cars out in the wild. General Motors Cruise autonomous vehicles units is pulling the human backup driver from his vehicles in San Francisco after landing a permit from California's Department of Motor Vehicles. We're not the first company to receive this permit, but we're going to be the first to put it to use on the streets of a major U.S. city, said CEO. The move follows last week's announcement from Google's Waymo that it would open its self-driving ride-hailing service to the public in Phoenix, Arizona, in vehicles without human drivers. With vehicles without human drivers. So yeah, they can. So this is what happens in California. You get into an accident and then boom, you get. You can't even like sue anybody because there's nobody driving the car. Only in California. Yeah, well, driverless cars. I mean, your daughter, by the way, you won't have to go pick her up from any parties. You can just send the car to go get her and bring her back. That's what you're going to be ended up doing when your daughter's going to these parties and you'll be wondering where she's at. You won't have any excuse not to be able to come home. Oh, yeah, you're not going to be there with her. That I can guarantee you. Some things don't change. She don't want you there. That's right. She still has to get in the car, but now she has no excuse not to get in the car, right? Before it was like, wow, like nobody came to pick me up. Well, now the car is there. You send her a text and say, hey, the car's out front. Go get it. Get inside. No, if she doesn't get in the car, then you go get her. So yeah, the question is, I'm a little confused as to, I thought we were getting shorter on the 93 area, but now you told us when to go long. Yes, well, because we got up to the 93 area, and we already traded the 93 area, and the market went and retested the 93 area a couple times, and so once that happens, it opens up the trade to trade above that level. Technical term is the breakout area. So initially it was, and then now that buildup of resistance works in favor of the market extending a little bit and creating the stops that will come in the market that will create the momentum to take it to the next level. Again, it's a situational thing. Okay, in this situation, that would be correct, but not necessarily always all the time. It was the price action that dictated the fact that it was going to create a breakout situation. In this situation, because of the way it created the value, then that's not necessarily always the case for your statement there. We have 12:30, a little Fed speak, but that'll be about it as far as anything that's going to come out later. Well, Don, what happened? Did you go to the wrong room this morning? Maybe it was nice you went for a little longer walk. I don't know. It's all right. It happens once in a while. You could come late. All right, so we had a I'll get some logs for the winter. Oh, you don't do that. You're cutting up a tree. if we did that, we'd keep the logs and put it in the fireplace. But you don't probably have a fireplace down in Texas, do you? How cold does it get down there? Oh, 30 degrees. A little nippy. So you don't see too much snow. When was the last time you saw snow? 2 years ago. Would it last like a couple hours? Because I'm sure it got warm pretty fast after that. Yeah, 10 minutes, right? Yeah, if you want to come out and play in the snow and jump in the snow and want to hang out in the snow here, I'll let you know when we get a big snowstorm. It just kind of sits there for weeks. You got to see it before it hit the ground. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Uh, Regarding elections and trading, can we expect some volatile markets in November? Um, I think there will be a couple days of volatility. Um, Probably depends on who wins, and I'm not only talking about the presidency. I'm talking about the House and the Senate too. That'll make a difference. You're going to have people interpreting what it means uh, for one side winning versus the other. So that interpretation is going to lead to some volatility. So there will be some volatility in the market, I think, at some point. Um, and But how much volatility is going to be really? It really all depends on who wins and what people think. But because it's going to happen beginning in November, I think by the time you get to um, maybe for a week or two, we'll get some volatility. I don't know if we're going to get crazy. I don't think we're going to get crazy volatility. That's not going to happen. But it'll be some back and forth a little bit for a week maybe, and then the market will absorb it and figure out what it's going to do next. Yeah, it all depends. I mean, the last time the market, the night that Trump won, it crashed overnight, and then that was the low of the move, and then they figured out that it was going to be good for the economy, and the market rallied from there. You're going to get a lot of action that night from um, the reports that come in, but this year is a little bit of a challenge because of um, because of the fact that there's a lot of early voting and that doesn't get tallied up right away, and then there's a lot of mail-in votes because it's a pandemic and it doesn't get tallied right away. So it's going to be this election season is going to be a little bit different than most others. Well, now you're leaving again. You're going to leave us again. Well, again, have a nice weekend. I would love to know what chords mean, but I have no idea what that means. They're done. Yeah, it's not that difficult for the sidewalk. I mean, I don't have a sidewalk around my eyes. I have my driveway. And you know what works really, really good for cleaning up the snow off your sidewalk or driveway? Salt. They have rock salt here that you obviously have to take care of some of the uh, the bigger stuff. You have to move the bigger stuff out, and then once you get the bigger stuff out, then so, you lay the salt on there and it takes care of everything. Yeah, sun works too, but you can get sun in Chicago and not get any heat. No, I don't have a heated driveway. That I don't have. That would be nice though. Can you imagine that electricity bill? I got a heated highway, heated driveway. Holy schmolies! All right, we made it up here to our even area. We suggested getting along there at 94. If you kept it, get a nice little rotation up here. So we were trying to keep you a little bit long there, looking up for this little run up here. Continues to push up. Again, if you were trying to keep it a little bit long here, looking for a push up here to this upper level, and that kind of worked out very nicely there as the market did give us a reason there to buy it. They just had to be a little bit patient with it, but hopefully there's some profits along the way. So we do like momentum trades here just as well. All right. So nice little push here. We're trying to keep you a little bit long there, looking for the even area as the market continues to push up a little bit. All right, we're just kind of hanging here on these highs. Again, we were trying to keep it a little long above the 94 area. If you were able to stay long there, we had the first exit strategy would have been the even, and just have a trailing stop on anything else, maybe below even. Now you want to be out of any longs. Again, I think that the market's going up. I told you why. I really do believe that. Well, I don't believe. I'm just guessing. I think the market is expecting Biden and a Senate win for the Democrats. And I think if that's the case, there's going to be the stimulus package is going to be uh, there for the taking, basically. And I think very doable. So, you know, I mean, that's what I think. I could be wrong. I mean, it could be just that the market is. I mean, but I mean, the stimulus thing is a big deal. And they also did change their tune much, and the change his tune when the market broke the other day because he said that they were not going to have any kind of deal before the election, and then he saw the market tank, and so they changed their tune. They're very wise to what the market does. All right, the market went right up to our entry point there at against the 9 level. I don't know if we would have gotten filled up there though. Um, Not a lot traded up there. You'd probably have to be in the 8 area for you against that level for you to get filled, but a nice rotation off of it. And now we're just kind of hanging up here. It looks like maybe flagging a little bit. Next level on the upside. Obviously, the 9 area is a little bit tenuous right now. Support would be back around the, well, right now at 94 area. We'll see where it wants to go. Right now would be a little bit of a buy around 94 if we get back down there at this moment, but that could change. Anything below 90, you want to be out of any longs. Well, it's a little bit more dangerous now there to sell the 09 because we got right up to 8.5. And so if you have the order at 9, probably now, because it's come off of it, the 9 becomes not a good area anymore. Unfortunately, you had to be. You basically just missed it by a couple ticks there, so consequently, and you got a rotation off of it to make money. So right now, you're not looking to get sell the 09 anymore. Support would be at the 94 area. Anything below 90, you don't want you wanna be out of any longs? The levels this morning are 488 is the pivot. We had resistance at 93, 35 even, 09, 18 and 25. Support below at 79, 70, 62, 57. pivot at 88, resistance at 93, 35 even, 09, 18, 25, and you have the support levels. Okay, good.
Hey, a couple quick programming notes. For those that are just joining us as guests, I send out a link for you to join Sol's Monthly. It's a link in the chat area. I send it out to all panelists and attendees. I'm going to send it out to you now. For those interested in having a new broker, let us know, and we can turn you on to some of the brokers that we know. For those that are looking for a trading platform, interested in practice trading, we can set you also up with a platform with real-time data and the ability to practice trade. For those that are joining us on the outside, click on the link and join us in Zoom directly. And we can set you up with the opportunity to be part of the service on a monthly basis. Right now, Sal's got a deal on his monthly. Usually it's $379. Right now it's on for $100 a month, which saves you $279. So the guests that have been coming in, check out the link that I just sent out. Click on it. It'll take you to PayPal. You can sign up. If you get the discount, you can keep it. Again, those that are joining us as guests, we look for you to rotate into the monthly service directly in Zoom. If you do get exited for being non-responsive, I'll give you out our telephone number in Chicago. It's 312. That's 312-685-2582. 312-685-2582. If you come in and you come in new, don't hesitate to ask questions, interact. If you want to talk privately on the telephone or through Skype, let us know. We talk about Sol services, where you are in your trading, where you'd like to be. For those that are part of Sol's monthly, you're part of the family. If you want to talk about Sol's trading course and his mentoring work, and the opportunity to work with Sol on a long-term basis, let us know. We'll be glad to set up a time to talk to you on that subject also. So again, welcome aboard. Hey, Stampede, we can talk about that privately on the telephone. Are you set up, Sam, with a particular broker now? And again, it's funny, I don't know who that is. But no matter, if you want to talk privately, we can certainly set up a time and talk privately about what you're doing, what you'd like to do, how you want to be set up. Gotcha. So the chart should look like Sol's, in this case, anyway, for those that are in his course and his mentoring work. And again, those that are coming in as a guest, rotate into Sal's monthly and make sure you get the deal. And Stampy, if you want to set something up, we could talk today or next week, and then we can go over some of the options and see if there's something that fits for you. I'll be in the background if anybody needs me. And again, if you get exited for being non-responsive, make sure you ring us up on the telephone, and we'd be glad to see if we can work you back into the program. Thank you.